What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to this Manchester United FA Cup preview here on Anfield Agenda. My name is Craig, and this is being brought to you in association with our sponsors, Boyle Sports. If you are going to have a little flutter on the game, why not check out Boyle Sports' great offers? They have a 10 quid no lose offer on this game. There will be a link in the description to sign up to Boyle as well. And as always, these offers are open to UK and Irish residents, age 18 plus, and always gamble responsibly. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is completely the game we all don't want at completely the wrong time, but again, there's probably a positive to be had here. If we can go to Old Trafford on Sunday and if we can progress through to the next round of the FA Cup, maybe that'll give the lads a boost. And maybe we can look at this, that if there is a game that the lads are going to try and get up for, an away game against United in the FA Cup seems as good as any. But the question, as always with this, remains: how strong will Jurgen Klopp go in the FA Cup, and how strong will Solskjaer go? I always look at these as kind of a game of brinksmanship. Now, before I get into my predicted 11 and my score prediction, let me just go over to a little segment I recorded earlier on with Leon Blanche from Boyle Sports, where we had a little look ahead to the game and seeing what little offers they had for us. So without any further ado, let's go over and catch up with Leon. When you're struggling for form, mate, this is not the game that you want. Or maybe it is, I don't know. How are you feeling?
I don't know. I mean, I was hoping that this would be the game we'd want last Sunday. 0-0 draw against United at home. Not a great result. Last night against Burnley. We just look as if we're afraid when we get into those scoring positions or even the last pass. We're making the wrong choice too often. Last night I was getting so frustrated with the likes of Trent, with Shaqiri. They kept lobbing balls into the box, and it's meat and drink for Burnley. They'll do that all day, every day. They'll stand there, they'll clear it, and they'll head it clear. So, I mean, Klopp took to blame on himself last night. I think, I don't think we all blame Klopp. I think some of these players, they've just gone off the boil. But I think it's right that so many of them have gone off the boil at the same time. And when you include injuries, when you include playing players out of position, there's just a lot going wrong for us, Craig. And if I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit worried about this game on Sunday. I don't want to be playing Man United right now. I think United have got their tails up. They'll be right up for this game. The only saving grace is they've been terrible at Old Trafford this season. So maybe Liverpool, although we've been pretty poor on the road as well. So I don't know what's going to happen Sunday. The best thing is bet a tenner on the match, and if Liverpool don't win, you'll get your money back as a free bet with Boyle Sports, because we've got another no-lose offer on the game. I think Salah will start. I would still keep Firmino on the bench, if I'm being honest. I thought Origi, yes, he missed that one-on-one chance, which is criminal. As a professional footballer, you've got to score them, Craig. But he hasn't had a sniff the last couple of weeks, so he's coming in. He actually looked as if he was a bit lively last night. He had a couple of shots on target. I'd stick Big Divock in again. I'd actually give Sadio Mane a rest. I'd bring Curtis Jones back into the middle of the park. Hopefully Hendo will be okay. But I don't think we can afford to rest players. We can't play a second string side. We've got to nearly put out our full, as close to a full strength 11 as we possibly can.
Which is probably not what ideally Jurgen Klopp would want to do in this scenario. It is unfortunate that it's against United, so there is that added to it as well. And what bothers me, Leon, is I don't know what Takumi Minamino has to do to get an opportunity. I'm absolutely baffled.
Well, I am as well, Craig, because he done very well against Crystal Palace. I actually thought this was going to be the start of his Liverpool career. He took his goal exceptionally well. Overall, he had a really strong performance. And then we don't see him until last night when he gets 7 or 8 minutes. Now, hopefully he gives him a start against United. Listen, at the moment, Minamino, the Origis, Curtis Jones, none of them are doing worse than what the boys who are getting their game at the moment. Salah, Bobby and Mane are just off the pace. They just look as if they've never played together. There's no fluidity. No one seems to know what the other is doing. Last night, there was so many times when either the right option was take a shot, they made a pass. The right option was make a pass, they tried to take a shot. Everything just looked as if, I don't know, we're going through the worst slump I can remember as a Liverpool fan, certainly under Klopp. Probably you've got to go back to the time of Rodgers and the likes of Roy Hodgson, when his disastrous kind of 6 months in charge, or how long he was at the club. It's not looking good at the minute, but this is when real players stand up. This is when Klopp he's an excellent manager, an excellent man manager. He's got to get these players and he's got to bring their level of performance right up again. And maybe, as you said, Craig, maybe this is a great opportunity against United, away from home, to probably kickstart, because I'm looking at the next 6 or 7 games after this. We've got Spurs away in the league, West Ham away in the league. We've got Man City looming in a couple of weeks' time. We've got Leipzig in the Champions League. These next 6 or 7 games are going to define our whole season. And we need to snap out of it, and we need to do it very quickly.
So you guys have another 10 quid no-lose offer on for the game. From a personal perspective, what do you fancy on this one? Anything that tickles your fancy in the odds?
I'm never going to tip up Manchester United. I never would, I never have, and I never will. I'm going to put it on a first goal scorer. And Mo Salah has now gone 5 games without a goal. I thought last night, actually, that chance where Heaton saved it, I thought Salah was brilliant because everyone was expecting him to curl it into the far corner, and he tried to trick the keeper. It was a brilliant save from Pope. Mo Salah, 10 quid, first goal scorer on Sunday. I'm going to keep it simple, but I'm a little bit worried, Craig, about the actual match result. I fear for Liverpool at the minute. Hopefully, our captain will be okay. I think if Jordan Henderson plays, we just raise it up a gear. And that's a big point, Craig. Our midfield, how we've been so successful with Fabinho, with Henderson, with Wijnaldum, they just get in your face. The opposition never gets time to settle. Every opposition now is getting time on the ball with Liverpool. Our midfield is just not as strong. You're taking Fabinho, who's probably the best or one of the best holding midfielders there is out there. You don't have Hendo. So you've got Gini at the minute. You've got Thiago, who's still trying to get up to pace. So I think the middle of the park is a big concern, let alone the boys up front not being able to score.
Well, fingers crossed we can get through this somehow on Sunday. And look, it's always a pleasure to catch up with Leon from our sponsors at Boyle Sports, and no doubt we will talk soon, my friend. Thank you very much for coming on as always, Leon.
Absolutely, Craig, and we'll keep the faith. Class is permanent, form is temporary. We got to keep faith.
He's not confident, same as myself. But with that in mind, I have to give you a score prediction before I go to my starting 11. So this is what I'm going for in this one. 1-1. I am sitting well and truly on the fence. What happens after 1-1? Well, we know the game has to be decided. So extra time, penalties, whatever may come. But usually I'm bold and I predict a win and I predict us to go there. But, you know, I'm not saying I'm writing this game off, but I'm almost having it as a free roll of the dice for Klopp and the boys. I want to get into more stuff around transfers and that as well, so please make sure to check out the late night agendas recently, because we're going to be talking a lot about transfers and talk about the situation with Klopp. But let me talk you through my predicted 11 for this game. I say predicted. It's a little bit of what I think Klopp will go with, and maybe it's a little bit of what I think we need as well. But let me just take you through it as we go anyway, and see what you guys think about it as always. Right, ladies and gentlemen, here's what I've gone for. Alisson to keep his place in goal. Now, look, we think Kelleher may well get a run out, and if he does, I've no issues with that whatsoever. Klopp sometimes does rotate the keepers in the cup competitions, but I think with things being as they are, maybe he's going to try and put a solid base in for this one. So I've gone with Alisson in goal. Nico Williams to come in at right back to give Trent a rest. I think he needs it. I think Trent and a lot of the players just look absolutely shattered right now. Whether that's because of illnesses, whether that's because of fatigue, I don't know. But nothing wrong with giving Trent a rest for this one, in my opinion. I've gone for Robbo to keep his place at left back. Was very tempted to maybe put Tsimikas in there or Milner, but Costa Tsimikas just coming back from a while out. I don't know if this would be the right game to drop him in. Fabinho and Matip at centre back for me. Klopp could well bring in Nat Phillips or Reece Williams, but if we want to get back to winning ways, I think we need to go as solid as we can. Then looking at the midfield, look, we don't know what the situation is with Jordan Henderson. I watched Klopp's press conference today, and hopefully Hendo will be available. If he is, he slots straight into that midfield for me. But I've gone with James Milner, Curtis Jones and Shaqiri. Shaqiri kind of give him that free roll in behind the front three, let him potter around, see what he can pick up, see what space he can find between the lines. I think Thiago should be rested. I know you're going to hate me for that because it's the FA Cup, but I think it's not the right game for Thiago to influence it, so I want to just see a strong midfield in this one. So Curtis Jones no doubt will be up for it, so I got Milner, Jones and Shaqiri. And then up front I've rested Roberto Firmino because I want to see Takumi Minamino given an actual run of games and a chance to show what he can do. So Mane, Salah and Minamino for me, ladies and gentlemen. But as always, I want to know what you guys think about this one. I'm always intrigued by the FA Cup games because when you get two Premier League clubs drawn against each other, often at times it's like a little game of brinksmanship, or who blinked first between the two managers with their team selection. There's no denying right now that Manchester United are certainly in better form than we are. They're at home, their confidence is up, and United fans will be right to go into this game optimistic. But, you know, as we've said before previously, when we were on top, form goes out the window sometimes in these games. So a lot will depend on how strong both managers go. Obviously, from a Liverpool perspective, we have Spurs coming up in some very difficult fixtures. We've got Leipzig next month in the Champions League as well, and we've got to manage a very tired squad. So from my point of view, I think we will expect a lot of changes. I don't want to see Jurgen Klopp as distraught as I've seen him lately. To me, what I'm seeing from Kloppo, and look, opposition fans will be right to get their 2 cents worth in and have a little pop and say the Klopp's showing cracks, but I don't like seeing our manager make statements that seems to suggest that he's not getting the backing that he needs and deserves, quite frankly, from our owners, because Jurgen Klopp has delivered us the Holy Grail. For Liverpool fans, I think this man can't put a foot wrong, and rightly so. To me, he walks on water. I absolutely idolise the guy, and I've always been under the assumption that Klopp has gotten the backing that he wanted from the board, and if we didn't make a signing, it's because Klopp had last say. To hear the comments that have been attributed to Klopp and that have been coming out from Klopp over the past day or two, it's not great from a point of view, and I've been very supportive of our owners and will continue to do so, but Jurgen Klopp is the best manager we're going to get. Jurgen Klopp, if he needs help, I think it's time right now that the ownership group push aside the plan that we've had, the way we've structured the club over recent years, and maybe it's time to have a little roll of the dice and put the hand in the pocket and give Klopp what he needs, because I don't think it's just a title race anymore. I think Liverpool could well be in a race to stay in that top four, and not getting Champions League football would be almost unthinkable for the owners and the club right now. So coming into the game at the weekend, I'll be interested to see how United go. I'd love to hear from United fans about how strong they think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will line up. For me, as I said, I've gone for a 1-1 in the game, and look, let's wait and see what happens. It's a cup game, anything is possible. Am I nervous about it? Absolutely. But you know what? It could end up with an absolutely sweet Sunday. So look, I'm trying to stay optimistic, ladies and gentlemen. Love to know your thoughts on the team selection. Love to know your predictions on the game. Please do hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video as well. And as always, massive thank you to our sponsors, Boyle Sports. Take care, folks. Lots of love.